before you as a member of We Are Guam, as a daughter of a Susajan landowner, and more importantly, as a mother. Let me begin by saying that I am a college graduate, and yet I struggle to decipher the military jargon that fills the D-EIS. I attended the hearing on Saturday and painfully watched as speaker after speaker was rushed off the microphone. For all that this bill asks of the people of Guam, are we only worth 4 public hearings with 3 minutes apiece during a 2-hour time frame, all over the course of 1 week? Does this not sound like someone's idea of a bad joke? Some people from the Joint Guam Program Office tried to convince me that Susajan will not be condemned. They told me not to worry and to relax. But my family and I will not rest, and we cannot relax until the no action plan has been chosen, and that firing range is nowhere near our lands. On behalf of my son, Antonio Tomas Nelson Duenas, I ask that you find another alternative, for I do not believe when you say in the executive summary that the only geographic alternative that met the purpose and need was a combined firing and non-firing range located on the east coast of Guam. Is it really the only alternative? Or is it just convenient for your soldiers and your master plan? For it says in the D-EIS, and I quote, "The Marine Corps ultimately desires to conduct core competency training in areas that limit the time Marines must travel to train, and thereby reduce operational non-availability." So please, do not lie when you try to convince us that all other lands were considered before you came up with alternatives A and B. And I'm left to ask you, will my son and his children have to get your permission before they can enjoy the land fondly known as the ranch? Or will every family gathering and trip down to Susajan be filled with sounds of a muzzle blast from the firing of a bullet or a boat shock wave generated by supersonic bullets? What in the world does that mean? In closing, I ask that if you have time or before you leave, you take a minute and you just look at some of these pictures. There are only a few, printed in a hurry. But these pictures speak more words than I could fit in these 3 minutes. Caesar's Swansea, sign